Hey guys, good afternoon. Dennis K here with Belize Islands Real Estate. I'd like to give a big shout out to Chris and Laura. Chris and Laura, thank you so much for today's coffee. I really appreciate that. You know, you guys didn't have to do that. You've already been on the Zoom calls with me. You already bought me coffees. You already purchased your property, right? But I appreciate your continued support even after the fact. And I'm going to be there for you guys to help you with that property, see how you can develop it, how you can get your dream island home built there. So that got me thinking about the subject of today's video, and that is when you're considering what or how to build. My birds are going nuts here. What or how to build in Belize. That should probably be a separate Zoom call with me, because you know what you're used to having in the United States or Canada or Europe as far as your living conditions. You know, you really need to get a different mindset when it comes to what your house will look like in Belize. And why? Because first of all, it's probably going to be a completely different climate, right? And even if you live in a warm climate right now, like Arizona or Florida, you're not going to have that same style house in the island. It's not going to feel right, right? You're trying to import something from the States and make it work in Belize. And I just don't think that's the right way to go. I think you want to come to Belize with something fresh, right? Have a new chapter in your life, a new adventure. And with that comes a new style of house. So here's what I mean by that. For those of you who haven't worked with an architect before, there is a great architect that I work with named Froylan Alvarado. And Froy is an architect based in Belize City, does excellent work. But what I want to send you guys, and if you hit me back on this, I'll send you the PDF. He has like a PDF that has like 110 questions on it, right? And as you go through it, you're thinking, you know what? Why does he want to know that about me just to design my house? For example, some of the questions are, do you drink coffee? What time of day do you drink coffee? Do you like to have your coffee outside or inside? Do you prefer sunrise or sunset? Do you play a musical instrument? What time of day do you like to play your musical instrument? Do you like to, just a ton of questions, right? Do you like to do what? Take naps in the afternoon? Do you prefer to be outside early morning or late at night? All these questions. And I'm thinking to myself, first of all, when I got the PDF myself the first time several years ago, I was thinking, man, he's kind of asking a lot of personal questions about me. I just want him to design my house. But then when I met with him, he explained, he said, look, Dennis, he goes, imagine that you have a piece of property on the island, and you tell me that you like to drink coffee at 6 o'clock in the morning and you like to be out on your front porch. All right. So you got to remember, at 6 in the morning, the sun is already up on Ambergris Key, right? It's about, like, I don't know, like right here. So it's right in the face. He says, if you're the kind of person who likes to go outside, have a cup of coffee, do you always want the sun right in your face the entire time, that bright sun? Well, sometimes, yeah, it feels good, right? But sometimes, you want to read a book and just enjoy, or maybe scroll on the phone. You don't want the sun in your face. He says, so what I need to do for those clients is create a space, like a lanai, a porch, a veranda, whatever you want to call it, that gives a person the opportunity to be in the sun, or not be in the sun and enjoy the sunrise, right? Having their coffee in the morning. Other things I need to take into consideration when I design a person's house. Do they like to use the air conditioner, or would they rather open up all the windows and have a flow through a breeze in the house? He says, what people don't realize is that American homes are not designed to take advantage of breezes. You see the windows, the way they are? The windows are just basically for light and maybe some views, right? He goes, in Belize, windows can serve a completely different purpose. The size of the window, the angle, the shape, what's across from the window as far as getting a breeze right through the entire house to cool it down or to freshen it up. He goes, we take all that into consideration. We also take into consideration what type of feel do we want the house to have, right? We can build anything, and this is sad, but when you go around Belize, you see a lot of simple boxes and squares, concrete structures or wood homes that just have no design to them at all. I mean, they're just, when you look at the rooms, they're square rooms, rectangular rooms. You got a big, maybe 2 or 3 story home on the ocean, right? Piece of prime beachfront property that they probably paid a premium for. And when you look at what they built, you're thinking, oh my goodness, that's just, there's nothing appealing, and and what I mean, it's not all about budget, because budget, you can design with a lower budget. Just have some architectural features that they just look cool. I'll give you an example. One of my clients today I had on a Zoom call, and he was saying, Dennis, I kind of like the look of the 2-story house south of Secret Beach. Beautiful house with a pool up front. He goes, but he says, I would like to have it look a little more islandy, right? And and I like that look too. So what I like is the style of Playa del Carmen. So for those of you who have been to Mexico, maybe not just Playa, but some of the other places around Mexico, you see they use a lot of concrete with the pastel colors, but then they also throw in some thatched roofs, some natural elements on the outside. Give it that softer island feel, kind of like Mata Chica, Check out the website for Mata Chica. Those are really cool structures. Also, some of the thatched roof places at Victoria House. Those are awesome. So consider what sort of style you want. But remember, you can go with a combination of architectural features, right? I like thatching. Thatched roof is very cool. Maybe not for the main house, but maybe for some outside seating areas, some verandas, some lanais. You can use some thatched roofing out there. Absolutely use some Belizean hardwoods in your design, because they're natural. They bring some of that outside beauty into the home. And then when it comes to sheer decoration or interior furnishings, I know some of you right now are looking at moving down your household furniture, like your tables and chairs and couches. And again, man, if you have a favorite couch and you just don't want to part with it, all right, ship it down, pay to ship it down, pay for the duty, get it in the house. But there is so much more that the local Belizeans can do as far as outfitting the interior of your homes. There's fantastic guys that work with wood. They can make you these beautiful mahogany beds, mahogany, rosewood, zericote beds. They can take a huge tree that's fallen down in the jungles and make a massive dining room table for you, and matching chairs. They can do lamps, what else, nightstands, all sorts of things. And then when you get ready to decorate, what's really cool is there are local artists who live on an island, and you can give them any picture. For example, let's say you're walking along Secret Beach and you just take a picture that captures your heart. Take that into them, and they can paint you a custom painting any size of that picture. Or maybe it's you on a fishing trip, right? So you're out there on the waters and just the boat and the fish you caught. You give them several pictures, they can make a conglomerate or a collage of all those pictures for you on a custom-made painting. Also, what I really like are the Guatemalan crafts. You have these women and men too come over from Guatemala. They have these fabrics. They have these bowls that they weave, table runners, all these different cool things. So just the pop of those colors, right? Also the Mopan and Quechua Mayan. So maybe what you do is, just before you get your house complete and furnished, you take a trip down to Punta Gorda. And there's some friends of mine that own a jungle lodge down there, and stay with them for 3 or 4 days and go and visit some of the Mayan villages, the Mopan and Quechua Mayans, and look at their handiwork, look at their crafts, and then, bring back those type of crafts to fill your house with. So now imagine, you have this beautiful piece of property. It could be on the beach, it could be off the beach. Anywhere on the island is going to be awesome. And here you have your custom designed house. And imagine walking in there, and it's filled with things that you procured. What's the word? Procured from locals who made it just for you. You didn't go into a art van or whatever the other larger furniture stores are. I don't even know anymore. I've been gone from the States since 2003. But instead of going in and picking out something that's been mass produced, and sure, it might look good in your North American home, but it's not going to look good in your Belizean home, right? So everything like that, when you come in, everything is Belizean or Central American. That has a really cool feel to it, right? So give me a call. If you want to set up a Zoom call with me, we can talk more about some architectural designs. Oh, one more thing. I think this is important for you guys to know, and I might have already talked about this in one of my videos. Apologize if it's a repeat. But with your homes, try to have some sort of lock-off or separate apartment, even if it's all on the main level. I'll give you an example. One of my clients is building a nice, beautiful, gorgeous 3-bedroom home on a 3rd row lot by Secret Beach. He sent me the plans, and it's all on one level with a loft, and he had 3 bedrooms. And he said, what do you think about this design? I said, oh, it's beautiful. Absolutely. He said, but here's the thing. Take that 3-bedroom, make it a 2-bedroom home, but put a 1-bedroom suite off to one side, you know, sort of like a lock-off, and maybe a separate entrance, absolutely a separate entrance. What that does for you, let's say you and your wife and maybe even your kids are living in the house, and you have someone come to visit. You know, it could be the in-laws or the cousins, whoever. You're gonna have a lot of friends and family want to come visit you when you have a home in Belize. So when they come down, you know how old it can get to have people actually staying in your house, in your private space, all right? I love my family, I love my friends, but after a few days, you know, I want my privacy at night. I want my privacy in the morning. We can get together during the day, but you know, I need a couple hours off just for me and Steph. So what I would do, have that 2-bedroom area where you live, and then put them in the 1-bedroom suite. And that 1-bedroom suite doesn't have to be fancy, just a bedroom, bathroom, maybe a small kitchenette, just with like maybe a little coffee kettle, microwave, tiny little fridge. I'm talking real small, almost like a hotel minibar. And put them in there. They can stay there for a week or 2. Or let's say you're a snowbird and you come down 4 or 5, 6 months a year, and the house is going to be vacant the other 6 months a year. Or maybe you're going to rent it on Airbnb. Use that 1-bedroom suite as the place that the caretaker will be living at. So you give them a place to live, right? They can live there. And in exchange, you got to work this out, of course, they take care of your Airbnb check-in, check-outs. Maybe they handle the laundry, do the flip on the unit. And that way you have somebody right there at the house all the time, and it's a win-win for all of you. Also, when you go to sell, if you go to sell, imagine this, 2 side-by-side houses. One's a big, beautiful 3-bedroom. One's a 2-bedroom with a 1-bedroom lock-off, with a 1-bedroom suite. Which one do you think is going to sell faster? Which one do you think is more valuable? Absolutely. I would much rather have the 2-bedroom with a lock-off suite. It can still operate as a 3-bedroom, right? So for all intents and purposes, you know, it's part of the main house, but it can be used in a different way. Makes the property much, much more valuable. So all of these things to think of. Like I said, these aren't complicated things, but they're things that maybe you haven't thought of before. So I'll check this out. A little cruise boat going by here. People enjoying the canals. Awesome. Man, they're all masked up too. I don't have my mask on because I'm by myself, but when I start walking again, I'll throw it on. Gotta be careful these days. All right, guys. So that's what I had to talk about today. Oh, by the way, how do you like my new hat? Just got my new 10X hats in. So I've been wearing my other one for a while and had these shipped in from Miami. So anyways, got any questions at all about building, let me know. I can hook you up with several different builders that I work well with on the island, different architects, different people that can help you design your dream home in Belize. All right, take care, have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.